Hey guys, welcome back to G-Made CNC. Today's project we're going to be making a few sets of custom soft jaws for these two vices. What I've been using for the past 3 years was this fixture plate I made. It was one of the first things I ever made on this Tormach. And while it lasted, it worked great, and it still works great. It's just that it was such a hassle to get these vices trimmed and squared up and put on this fixture plate. And I do, run the stuff with the vices, but then I'd have to take them off. And these are the fixtures I used to use. There's location holes on them to line up with these 1/4-inch pegs. And then 3/8 bolts would just tighten the whole fixture down. And for repeatability, that worked for me for a long time. But I'm doing a lot more stuff with the vices, so I needed to think outside the box of another way of doing it. So now what I've been doing is setting up and locking them in place and just tightening them down. And this has been working great. But there is, this area in here that I wish or I want to support. So I'm going to be making some soft jaws that'll take care of that. We got this, I believe it's 6 feet long. It's a 1-inch by 2-inch 6061 bar stock that we're going to cut up out of those. So what I'll do is I'll bring you inside, show you on the Fusion 360 what I got drawn up, so you get a better idea of what I'm going to go with, where I'm going to go with this. And we'll do some quick machining, kind of rip through that pretty fast, so sucking up time of the video. And when it's all finished, we'll have it together, and I'll be able to explain and show you exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing, and hopefully someone can take something from this and use it for themselves. Alright, so with that, let's go inside. Okay, so here are the two vices. They're separated the same on my machine. So these are the soft jaws we're going to be making. So there'll be one long one. They'll mount to the back, and there'll be a shelf kicking out to support any other material that's overhanging. They're 17.5 inches long. The reason I did that is if in case I have to cut on the side, the jaws aren't in the way, there's a chance of it overhanging, because my travel is 18 inches, so that gives me a 1/2 inch on either side to trim off the end. And then here is the front ones. Alright, these are on the movable jaws. Same setup, except that they're split in the middle by an 1/8 inch, so that they can move independently to each other. And then I'm going to be making a set of long ones for the center here, for other smaller fixtures that I have, and they'll be set up the same way. One solid one and 2 individual that can move independently, so I could use both vices at the same time or just one at a time. And then these notches here are for other fixtures, which I'll get into after they're all machined out and everything else. I'll explain that. But yeah, so this is pretty much what I'm going for, and what we'll be building. So let's get the machine set up, and we'll get some video footage of that, and then we'll get it all together, and we'll go from there. Alright, we're all set. We got the old soft jaws stripped down off the vise. This is all set, squared up, X, Y, and Z is ready to go. Our first op we're going to be doing is cutting the holes for the soft jaws and pocketing them. I'll do that to all 4 of these, and after that then we'll flip it over, and I'll do the back and front first, and then we'll do the center. jaws. So alright, we got all 4 done. They're all cut. Forgot to mention I cut a 1/8 inch slot through here and then chamfered the 2 edges. And what that's allowing me to do is, after I'm done cutting the fixture and I'm all finished, I'll just cut straight through with a bandsaw, and then I'll just lock it back in here. And now I have a perfect edge that I could zero off of, so it'll just finish cleaning up the little lip that's left. So I just did it to the 2 of them. They're only on the movable jaws. So now what we'll do is get this out, get these old jaws out, and I'll lock in the 2 center ones, and then we'll get those cut. Do is I'll back these off here. We'll get these in here and get these cut for front and back, and when that's all finished, I'll just cut this down with the bandsaw, and then stick them back in here, and we'll just face the side of it for, you know, both sides, and then I'll get it all together. this off, and then I just got to split this one and then face the sides like this here for the movable jaws, and then we'll be finished. Alright guys, here's the first set of jaws. These are locked in, completely flush across. Still allows you to use the jaws individually. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing this setup is, I mentioned earlier in the video, I have fixtures like this. Now it's supported in the middle or even the overhang, and the same on the inside here. So that's one setup for those fixtures. The other one is, I used to use this fixture plate, so I'm going to make a new one. I'll probably make it 1 inch thick, and probably 18 inches or so. So I'll still be able to lock this in, get it in place, and still use it as a universal fixture plate for this quick one-off stuff that you just got to clamp down. So let me get the other jaws on, and I'll explain what these location inserts were for. Alright, we got both jaws in. Alright, this back solid one, and then the front split ones, so they can still move individually to each other. Now these two location holes I have set up. I made fixtures like these a while ago, and I was using them with a set of 6-inch soft jaw. The problem was, certain parts like this were fine, but then when I got the larger ones, I was getting some chatter, which you can see here on the end of the fixture from the facing it. So with this setup, doesn't move, it's supported throughout the whole part, and I can make these fixtures as big as my table allows, and if I had bigger ones, I could still lock it in here and then lock it up against here and take these out. So that's what these particular jaws are for. I'm going to make more just like these, but for different applications. And it'll still hold, just a regular fixture, So, yeah, I'll make other jaws. Like when I do the center caps, I used to only be able to do 2 at a time, and depends on the center caps. Sometimes it was only 1 at a time because I just didn't have the room. So now I can actually get make another set of jaws like this, get 4 of them across, and for some reason, if I happen to notice that there's any flex, in these jaws here, I could countersink 2 holes here, and then drill 2 holes here with threads. So when it's closed, I could put a bolt through each one and tighten it down, which will stop any chance of it expanding or any chatter or vibration coming from that. Another way to look at things is you could make another long bar in the middle, let's just say like this, okay, and then pocket out down the whole thing on both sides, and use 2 location pins on both sides, so when you tighten it down, you'll have a set of parts running all down this side and another set of parts down that whole side. Yeah, and then the center one, like I said, it'll be 2 location holes, so it'll line up every single time. Just another way of looking at things. And at the same time, I don't have to use these. I could go back to using just a regular 6-inch and use them as 2 individual vices. So, I mean, the possibility is endless with this type of setup. I just hope someone could take something from this video. This setup may not be for everybody, but maybe you could take bits and parts of it and make it your own. So thank you guys for sticking to the end of the video, and appreciate you watching. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.